Hello, welcome to Learn, Do, Become Radio. I'm April Perry, and Happy New Year for those of you listening right when this goes live. I hope that you are feeling excited, or I hope you're at least getting some good rest if you need to recover. That's kind of where I am. And I hope that you are feeling calm and at least hopeful about the future, and I'm here to be a support to you. Today's podcast is a little different than most because last week I got this idea because I wanted to start doing little 10-minute decluttering sessions around my house. I just love taking 10 minutes at a time and just donating things, getting things recycled, clearing things out, kind of getting a fresh start on the year. And I thought, I wonder if our community would like that as well and Learn to Become. So I put a little note in our free community Facebook group and asked if there was any interest, which there immediately was. So I went ahead and did a live class last Friday. And so today's podcast is the audio recording from that video class. So if you already watched it, awesome. I also have a written version where I outline the class on our show notes page. And I have the embedded video there if you want to watch, because I do show a few things. I demonstrate how I actually typed out my list. And anyway, you can say hello to me if you want to watch the video. But basically, I just want you to know that we are here for you and we want to support you in clearing space. So we will go ahead and jump into the recording from the class, and then I'll give a few more announcements at the end. All right, thanks. Have a great day. Welcome, everyone, to our decluttering class. I'm April Perry, and I just want to share a little bit about why I'm here and then help you dive in to be able to get everything decluttered as you're preparing for the new year. So I grew up in a very loving household, great family, but we had a lot of clutter. And I didn't know that there was such a thing as having as decluttering. I just didn't know. So I would just try to shove things under my bed or reorganize what I had, but I didn't know that there was even a possibility to get rid of stuff. So when I learned how to declutter and started clearing space, I noticed what a difference that it made for me personally and for my family. And I watched my mom struggle as she was overwhelmed with so much stuff and always felt like she was buried by housework, and there was just always so much that was embarrassing to have people come over. And I saw the weight that it was on her shoulders. So if my mom were alive today, I know she would be here at this class. This is the kind of thing that she would have just loved because it would have really alleviated a lot of the stress that she was feeling. And so today I am here to help you alleviate any stress you may be feeling. Right now, we've just come out of the holiday season. We're kind of in the holiday season. And a lot of us are feeling like there's just so much stuff all around, and we really want a clean slate for the year. So I want to congratulate you, first of all, just for being here, because you're not just showing up because you want a clean house. You are showing up because you're saying, I'm ready to have my life open up. I'm ready to feel more calm and peaceful. I'm ready to be able to step into my purpose and be there for my loved ones and take care of myself. And that's what I want for all of you. So welcome, welcome. And then I'm just going to give a little overview of what we do at Learn, Do, Become. Sometimes when people come to a free class, they're like, oh no, are you going to try to sell me something? I want you to know we do have a few awesome programs here at Learn to Become. This class is totally free. We're just here to support you and serve you. If you do want to work with us here at Learn to Become, we have two main programs. One is called Steps to Everyday Productivity. One is called Arise. If you go to our programs page, which is located just at the top of learndobecome.com, you can learn more about STEP. This helps you build your command central, have a seamless system. And Arise, that's a monthly membership where Eric and I and Team Learn to Become and an awesome community come together to help focus on one really solid topic per month, helping you apply these principles to your life. And we have a program called 4 Weeks to Finished, which we only do occasionally. We're doing it one time for sure next year. That's starting February 2nd. So if you want to learn about that, that is on our programs page as well. So that's just a little intro to what we do here. Our whole goal is to help you get out of the overwhelm. Specifically, if you're trying to balance a family or if you're caregiving, or if you feel like you're a support role for a lot of people, this is super helpful for you. Or if you feel like you're trying to balance personal and professional and your brain is kind of swirling. If that's you, then that's why we're here to support you and be here. So welcome. And we're so happy for those of you who are taking the time to be able to invest in yourself. Okay. So the outcome for today is we're going to just help you create clear space. David Allen is the author of Getting Things Done. He has been a huge inspiration to me over the years. And one of the things that he said is at the beginning of the year, before he starts, setting goals or thinking about things that he wants to do, he just clears space. And I love that concept because when you clear space, naturally you're going to feel more creative. Naturally, you're going to have more energy. And it's not always as hard as it seems. Sometimes organizing might feel like it's a punishment. It's like, oh, I have to organize. Or the way people talk about organizing sometimes is like, it's the worst thing in the world that you have to do with your time. I don't think of it that way. I think of it as simple and fun, and it provides relief and it gives you a lift. And it's just something that you can do in the course of a busy schedule. You don't have to have tons of free time or hours of free time. You can do it in 10-minute microbursts. So that's how we're going to help you get started doing that today. So here's what you need. I'm going to explain what you need and then what you're not going to do. And then we're going to actually dive in and do this kind of like a workshop. And then you can ask questions and you can share thoughts and things, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, okay, the only thing that you need is first a spot for donations. A lot of the things you're going to declutter can probably be donated. So we have a box in our garage. You might just want to start loading the trunk of your car. You could have a section in a closet where you're just putting everything. You decide, but you need one spot to just gather everything that's going to be donated. Then you just need a trash and recycle place. So for us, that's just out in the garage. We've got our trash bins and recycle bins right there. It's really easy. And then you need to be just committed that over the next couple of weeks, this is going to be one of your projects. So we recommend people really narrow down projects and just have a few to focus on each month. We're not going to dive into making a current projects list and talk about all of the structure that we typically talk about in our STEP program and here at Learn to Become. But I do want you to think, okay, right now I'm doing some decluttering. I'm taking the decluttering challenge here at Learn to Become. I'm creating space. Next couple weeks, this is what I'm doing. Here's recycle, here's trash, and here's donate. Okay, so that's all you need. Now, the things that we're not going to do. First of all, we are not going to be decluttering anyone else's stuff. So this is purely your things. You don't want to be going into a spouse's closet. If you want to work with, if you have children, you want to work with them, great. I would kind of do that next, but I want you focusing on your things. So this is stuff like your closet, your bed or your side of the bed, your drawer in the bathroom, your items in the garage, your items in the closet, anything that really is 100% yours. So you don't have to have any idea like, well, this person might like this plate or something like that. We have all kinds of things like that in our house. So it's just things for you. Also, we are not doing anything that's multi-step. So as you're decluttering, there might be several things that are related to projects. Projects are multi-step things that take a little while to get done. Anything that's a project, we're just going to leave for now because the goal is to go through the whole house and just get rid of anything that's like kind of dead, right? The things that you're not actively using, you don't need in your life, you don't really use, you don't want, you don't really have room for it. We're just clearing all of that out. I'll give an example of a project type thing that we're not going to clean. I have 40 photo albums in a closet downstairs. They are my dad's and my mom's. We have already scanned all the photos. These photo albums now need to either be distributed to my siblings or we need to just take out some photos or we might throw some of them away. We don't know yet. Everything's digitized, but I have to contact my siblings and maybe make a plan. And there's multiple steps in extracting photos we need. That's a project. I'm not touching that right now. We're just pulling things out. Okay, so hopefully that part just feels really good. Your own things, not related to a project. Basically, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you how you're just going to make a very simple plan for how you're going to do it. And then we're going to talk about the resistance that we might have to getting rid of actual items or resistance to the process. Okay, so those are the things that I want to be able to cover. Okay, and Taryn said, from Catherine, she said, perfect timing. I need this. Okay, great. I'm so happy. So what I'm going to do is I want to make this as easy as possible. I don't want to introduce any new software. I don't want to introduce any new planner. I want this just to feel so simple that literally anyone could just say, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I could do this as well. So that's the idea. So I'm going to share, I went into Evernote, but you can use the Notes app on your phone. You could literally just get a piece of paper on a clipboard or a little notebook. It can be just the simplest way to record places where you're going to declutter. Okay, so I'm going to do it digitally because I want to show you how easy it is while I get it done. Now, first of all, as we do this decluttering, we're going to be focusing on microbursts. Okay, so microbursts are like 10 minutes at a time, and we're going to record where we would want to direct these 10 minutes. So what I want you to do, and you can do this live. I'm going to be doing this right now for my home, and I'm doing this live. So I would love for you to get out a piece of paper or a digital note and just do it along with me. But I'm just going to start thinking through my house and going through each area. And I like to go clockwise. Like I'll start, we have a couple of floors, so I'm going to start clockwise. I'm going to start where I am right now. So I will say, okay, I've got the office closet. Now, can I do the entire office closet in 10 minutes? In my case, I can because I just reorganized the whole thing about, a month ago. But if you are like, oh, my office closet's a disaster, then you might want to do something like top shelf, right? Middle shelf. You're going to just do and floor. Okay. So you would want to say, what is 10 minutes worth? What's just one microburst? And if I got done with the top shelf in 5 minutes, I can just move on and do 5 more minutes on the middle shelf, but we're just doing 10 minutes at a time. Ideally, if you even just committed to between 1 and 3 microbursts a day, you're going to make some amazing progress, okay? So I'll do office closet. Next, I'm going to do my desk. I have a front drawer on the desk, and I have side shelves on the desk. And those are the only areas that really need to be decluttered. So I'm just going to move on from there. I'm next going to go podcast room. I have a little bookshelf in there. Okay, great. Now I'm like just thinking through the house. Okay, where else? Now, some of the things I'm skipping, like below our TV, we have an old Nintendo set that my husband brought home with some of his old games that we were going to get out and play with the kids. We've got some old games for our Wii that isn't really hooked up right now. We've got a few things that really aren't my decision. It's more the family's. So I'm skipping that. Okay. Things like that I'm skipping. I did just organize our game cupboard because really I'm the one that coordinates the games and no one else really has games they love. And so I took that one on. So you just decide what is it though, that when you go to work on it for 10 minutes, you know that you have just 100% control. That's how you want to feel. Okay. So then next, I'll go down over here. Next, I would say, all right, master closet. I need to do the top shelf boxes. I can do that in 10 minutes. I can do my jewelry box. I can do my shirts. That's going to take a little bit. I can do my dresses and coats. And then I can do my general shelves. It's quick. Okay. And I have some exercise clothes. So I'm just literally going through and I'm picturing what are all the areas that I could just zip through and do 10 minutes at a time. Okay. And then another one. Next, I'll do master bathroom. And I'm going to say, I'm going to do the cupboard and the middle drawer. Okay. So for me right now, this is good. This feels really good to me. This is generally like where my stuff is. If you want to go further, if you want to go into your kitchen and do some of those drawers, if you want to go a little deeper into the garage, if there's anything else, like we have a piano music basket, there could be other little places, but you would just think through your house or maybe even walk around your house and just write down, okay, where are all these things? Now, having this list here, this is going to kind of be your working list. You're going to have it most likely on your phone, and you're just going to be systematically going through and just 10 minutes at a time. It's going to be super, super simple. Now, one of the things that I want to show you, there was the cutest post that was included inside of our free Facebook group. Okay, so this was posted by Lauren. She goes, I just had to share a cute success story. I've been trying to implement 10-minute microbursts for myself, and I'm encouraging my 6-year-old to do the same. When I ask her to clean something, I get the usual, I don't want to. But then I tell her to set a timer and just work really hard for 10 minutes, and then she can do something else. Today, she came back out and said, Mommy, come look at my bathroom. I worked longer than 10 minutes because I wanted to finish it. And now I'm going to clean my room. I don't want to just do a 10-minute microburst. I want to keep cleaning. Okay, she's 6. Then, so this is followed by her telling me, go ahead and start making pizza for dinner. If I'm still working when dinner is done, I'll eat my pizza cold. I promise. And she goes, the epitome of success with microbursts. I'm working on embracing it with the same gusto as my 6-year-old. Okay, so cute. So I just want you thinking, if a 6-year-old can do this, so can you, so can we, right? So with your list that you're making, you're putting this together so simply. It could be top drawer of my nightstand, right? Bottom drawer of my nightstand, under my bed. And I don't want you feeling overwhelmed. Like if you get to the point where you're like, oh, that's a lot, just stop and work on that. You don't have to feel like I have to get every part of the house and do every little thing all at once. This is about building momentum and building that confidence in yourself and seeing how easy it is to do it. Okay. So that's that for right now, as far as making the plan. Very simple. And then we're going to be talking about some of the resistance that we might be feeling. But I want to pause for a second to see, are there any questions? Okay. So this is from Deborah. I live alone, therefore my entire house is basically related to me, which includes stuff of my late parents, my 3 adult children who are married, lots of toys related to children. I have 5 grandchildren. I definitely need to get rid of things and downsize. Help. Okay. So I think maybe we need a little bit more specific question, Deborah, if you want to add a little bit more, because first of all, the fact that you live alone and the house is up to you, that is really empowering for you right now with that home. Obviously, you care deeply for your late parents and your adult children and the toys that you want to have available probably when they come visit. So for you, as you're going through, part of it is going to be like for things with your parents. Those might be projects. Like for me, I have 5 bins of all of my parents' journals and family history items. I have my dad's first little silver spoon. Like I have a lot of things from my parents that I need to go through and really decide, what do I want to keep? Does anyone want to inherit this? Is this stuff I just need to photograph and then move on? Or is it something that I need to maybe scan? Like, what am I doing with it? I think that's more of a project. So I probably wouldn't go deep into your parents' things right now. With 3 adult children, if it's their things, that's also, I would think, a project. And again, we're not doing other people's stuff right now, but it might get you to start thinking, how much space am I going to allow them? We also have 3 adult children. So each one of them has a closet here in our home. We're talking with them about how to make sure it's downsized, how it's really simple, how we're storing it, how long we're okay having it here, and making sure we all feel good about it so that you don't feel like you're just a dumping ground while they're off having a clean house, right? Like you want to make sure it's a good balance thing, but I don't think you have to dive into that. But the toys that you do keep, maybe for your grandchildren, then I would say, okay, we're going to make enough toys. Like we actually have our first grandchild on the way. I guess I can announce that, Elias. Okay. She's publicly announced that. So we have our first grandchild on the way coming this summer. And so I am going to make sure that we have enough toys that there's plenty to do, but not so much that I feel overwhelmed. So it's kind of that balance we want to strike. But I'm glad you're here. And I think that as you get decluttered, you're going to feel so, so good. A question also came in from Daryl saying, I understand now doing our things only. How do you handle when stuff in space is families? Okay, like a Christmas seasonal decor doesn't belong only to like moms. It's everyone's, but it bothers others. Okay, so that's where you might need to have some collaboration and conversation, because if what you don't want to do is go start getting rid of a bunch of things that other people are going to be really sad about. For example, you're talking about these Christmas, like maybe decorations, or an example I have right now is we have a cupboard with a lot of different bowls and plates that are totally mismatched. And I wanted to clear them all out and replace them. And the rest of my family's like, well, we love these square ones for cereal. Like we use these every day. You might not use them, but we do. So if I went and decluttered all that stuff because I didn't like it, that would actually be really disrespectful to my family who really enjoys using those bowls, right? So If it's something where it is bothering some people in the family and you need to make a decision, maybe that is something like a family council, and where you decide, and maybe the owners of the home, right, the people who are actually paying for the home, say, here's how much space we're good with having for holiday decor. Anything we keep needs to stay in this space. Otherwise, if you want to go rent a facility somewhere and you want to store it or you want to pay for it, that's fine. But I'm only storing this much because that's what makes sense for the home that we are paying for, right? So you can decide how much space you have, and then you can have conversations. So what fits in this space that we all love and that makes sense for us? And then the things that don't make sense, having an option where someone could go get a storage unit if they want to pay for it. A lot of times people are like, well, I don't want to pay for a storage unit. I just want you to have everything. That's not what we want to do. So having some of those conversations, I think is really healthy. And it's also modeling for people. I honor your feelings. I honor, and we're going to talk more about like some of these resistance to giving away objects, but being respectful to the people, but also setting a boundary as far as how much space you're willing to allot. That's, I think, learning how to have really healthy conversations. So yeah, thanks for bringing this up. So, okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go ahead and we'll just talk a little bit more about some of these internal issues that are super, super common when it comes to getting rid of things. So as I was thinking about it and thinking about just through experience and working with people, what I'm finding, I'm just going to share the top 3 challenges I notice when it comes to giving away an item. And this is stuff I deal with as well. And then the top 3 process challenges, like when you actually think about decluttering, why you might want to stop. Okay, so we'll cover those. And then our team members who are here, if you think of any additional ones, or if anyone shares some additional ones, please put that in the Q&A or the chat so that we can add that as well. Okay, so when it comes to giving away items, these are the 3 I find are most common. Number 1, it's still useful. We don't want to get rid of something that it's still like there's good to it. There's value. So for example, yesterday I had a bunch of magazines that I had purchased and I'd been keeping them. They're kind of like design, decor kind of stuff, which I'm not good at. So I had maybe 8 magazines. They're still useful. There's still good information in there. They're still in good shape. Right? Why would I want to get rid of that? But the fact of the matter is I haven't looked at them in a year and a half. I really don't have any intention of looking at them. And yeah, they're still useful, but I'm not using them and they're just taking up space. So sometimes it's like making that decision and getting kind of getting real with yourself and having that conversation. Like, I'm not actually going to do anything here. So that's number 1. It's still useful. Number 2, someone I love gave it to me. That's probably the hardest one. I was helping some of our children do some decluttering, and the comment I heard most often was, well, so-and-so gave this to me, or this person I love gave this to me. And so we look at that item as representing people. And I have a podcast I did with Julie Morgenstern on Learn to Become Radio. I did it several years ago, but you can find it in our directory or just searching on our website. And basically, she was helping me to be able to say, just because something was given to you by someone, first of all, you don't have to keep it. Doesn't mean that it's like yours forever, but also you want to save the things that are the best representation of the people you love. And maybe that's photos, and maybe that's a letter they wrote you, or maybe it's something that's in really good shape. Like I have a piano my mother gave me. That's something it's beautiful. I don't have to keep every random makeup bag she gave me, right? Like it's learning that there's ways to honor people without just keeping everything they give you. And then the third challenge I find is, but I might need it someday. I think this is like the most common one. So, okay, this is one where there's lots of different options we can follow with this one. Few things that have helped me with this is, number 1, okay, I might need it someday. First of all, have I used it in the last year? I think that's a really good time frame, because that's every season, that's every holiday. Like, have I used it last year? If I haven't, I probably could get by in the future without it. Second, if the need came up for me to need something like that, is there something I could do easily to fill that need without that item? Like if there's a book could I just check it out in the library? If I really needed it, could I borrow it from a friend? Is if I have 18 vegetable peelers, I'm like, well, if 18 people came over and all needed to peel vegetables at the same time, because some of us use knives, like, do we have to use a vegetable peeler? Like, there's other options, right? So it's helping you to be able to let go and recognize that the slight chance you'll need it, the slight chance that there might be a really rare event that's going to pop up where that specific item would be essential. Is that worth the space it's taking, the mental bandwidth, what it's doing? Like, your walls start kind of closing in on you. Is it worth that? And I've found as I've cleaned and cleared, there've been a few things I'm like, oh, it would have been nice if I had that magic set from when I was 11, but I'm totally fine without it. So anyways, kind of moving on and saying I'm clearing space for the new me to grow, kind of like pruning a bush, right? We're clearing all that off. Okay, so those are item challenges. Anything, Aaliyah or Taryn or anything? No on that? Okay. So those are just the 3 most common ones. If you think of something else that's kind of stopping you, go ahead and let us know and we can address that as well. Okay, let's dive into the biggest process challenges. Okay, this is like where it gets a little bit deeper and it kind of goes more into our psychology, but here's the first one I find. If I clear space, then I might have to deal with harder things. For example, a lot of times we use our stuff to fill our minds and lives so we don't have to think about the things that are really hard right now. So there might be a job that you need to change, or a relationship that needs repair, or like some situation financially that you've just got to dive in and you've got to take care of it. And you'd rather not think of it, and you'd rather just deal with stuff and clutter and say you're so busy, because it keeps you moving if you're moving things in piles all the time. And when your space is clear and you have nothing to clean, which I know you're thinking, some of you might be like, how would that even be possible? Like, I spend very little time cleaning and I have very little stuff around. So I have a lot of time to think creatively, to solve problems, to like move forward. And, although it might feel like, oh, that's, I'm so busy, I have so much stuff. When you clear it, it's actually a gift that you're giving to yourself. So I would just recommend not being afraid, but acknowledge that you might feel a little nervous, and that's okay, because you're stepping into some things that might be a little challenging. Another process challenge I find is, well, a few minutes won't make a difference, April. Okay. So you might be thinking, I need 6 weeks with no work, no family, no interruptions, no events, no doctor appointments, nothing else to do. I just need 6 weeks to clean. And when I get those 6 weeks, then I'm just going to do an amazing job cleaning. Okay. So if you're thinking that, it's probably not going to come. What I found was people were always saying, oh, if the world would just stop, I could get everything clean. And then, for example, when COVID hit and everybody had all this time at home, people were saying, yeah, I actually have time to clean, but I still don't want to. Like, there's usually something else going on. So what I will really deeply encourage you to do is take those 10-minute microbursts, because they add up. And I'll give you some examples in a minute of some things I've been doing around here. And we're going to be reporting back in the Facebook group. So we'd love to be able to hear you do that. But if you think a few minutes don't make a difference, I promise you, as you compound them, they will. And this will start becoming your new normal. And it's just going to become so easy. All right. Third process challenge I find is, well, it's just going to come back. Like, I'm going to clear it and I'm going to make space, and then everything's going to come back. Okay. So that typically only happens if you continue to accept more things into your life. I read this book called like The Year of Nothing. And she said she wasn't going to buy anything that year that was an object. So no new clothes, no new dishes, nothing. Like, the only thing she was going to buy were things like consumables, food, household, cleaners, toilet paper, stuff like that. But she wasn't going to buy any new things, and shared how that worked that year. I thought that was actually pretty brilliant. Can you go for this whole year without buying any new decorations for the holidays? Don't buy any more items on sale. Don't add to your wardrobe. Just use what you have, as long as you've got enough, to keep you clothed and have the right things that you need. But if we stop shopping so much, that's huge. And we always talk about impulse buys. We don't buy anything unless we actually have been thinking about it. We don't buy it while we're there at the store. We wait and we think. And if we still want it, we can, consider it. And then also just really working, if someone wants to give something to you, not accepting it. I don't know, Leah, do you want to just take a second to share how this has worked for you guys? Because I know you have been really great about not or telling people not to give you things. You want to share how that's working?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we have a blanket. No, we're not taking anything you give us. But when we have the option to take things or not, we generally choose not to. So, for example, we both had our college graduation a couple weeks ago, and they had a graduation fair where you had to pick up your cap and gown and all the different things to prepare for graduation. And they also had 30 tables from 30 organizations around the campus giving you free stuff, water bottles and pins and bracelets and all this stuff. And like they were really pushing it, like, hey, you have like they gave you a whole tote bag to take all the stuff. Like you walk in the door and they give you a tote bag and they say, here's like a little checklist, go get things from every booth. And it's nice that they're, promoting their organizations, but it's 30 plus things that you're going to have now in your life to deal with. And so we walked around the booths, and my husband, he got handed a water bottle and just could not give it back. The guy would not take it back. And he's like, oh, I'm going to have water bottles at home. And the guy's like, you can never have too many water bottles, and just still tried to, have us take it. But it was just like, it was nice for us to have that moment to think, do we really need 6 pins with our school's logo on them? Or can we take a picture of them? And I think I did that at 2 booths. I was like, oh, I'm actually, we're actually trying to declutter for the new year. I'll take a picture of that so I can remember it. And they were fine with that. So we ended up being able to really think before filling up a tote bag of random school stuff. And it worked
So
great.
good. So good. And the thing is, those companies who are there, typically they're just trying to get their name out.
Well, it wasn't even companies. It was clubs and organizations from the school.
Oh, okay. So I mean, yeah, I love what you're doing, taking a picture, appreciating their efforts. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. I think like my mother-in-law, Leah's grandma, Peggy, she is probably she's got the best mindset on gift giving of anyone I've met, because what she does is she loves buying gifts. She loves sending packages. She loves buying things. But whenever she gives it to us, she says, now, you don't have to keep this. If it doesn't fit or it's the wrong size, please exchange it. Here's the receipt. Here's where I got it. Or if you want to donate it, you're welcome to. I'm not going to come to your house and look around. Like, she really gives gifts in such a generous way, but she's so respectful that she doesn't expect you to keep everything and present everything and have it waiting for her. And if you have anyone in your life who is like that, who's like, no, I'm going to give you something and you must keep it, then I think that's a conversation you can have with them, or kind of set a good boundary. Or like Aaliyah was saying, where they just said, hey, we're really trying to declutter and here's what we're doing, but thank you so much. There's a lot of ways you can do that. A question came in from Amy. It says, I've started this many times and I always get stuck on routines. I come up with so many things that I would like to do every day. So how long each day would routines take, and what are good things to put on a routines list? Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up, Amy, because the thing is, with routines, this is how we are going to maintain. Right now, we're talking about a project, which is we're doing a general decluttering of our home, of our items that aren't related to projects. So this specific project is something that I imagine would take a couple of weeks if you did, 1 to 3 microbursts a day, and you're just, going through systematically and getting it done. Routines are ways that we're going to maintain our spots and keep things organized and be able to keep the things going. We have actually quite a few really good resources on our website about routines. If you just go on and search routines in the search bar, you're going to find things like how to make a routines list, what happens if you're resisting routines. There's a lot of really good stuff there. Also, I'd recommend, we have a podcast called The Multiple Choice Perfect Day. I do have a routines list where I put down every routine I would love to do every day, week, month, year. I have that written down because I want to be able to say, like, yeah, in a perfect day when I had 80 hours, here's what I would do. But then I make sure that the highest priority routines get done and that they're very simple. So it's things like we do a little morning cleanup, right? As we're getting ready, I make my bed every morning, get things tidied, do a quick house tidy as we move forward. We have routines of like how we do laundry a certain day each week. We have routines where as soon as we get home, we take everything out of the car. If we went shopping, if we had water bottles, if we have trash, all of it comes out of the car, goes where it needs to go. We reset rooms when we're done. If we all watch TV together, we fold the blankets and put the pillows back and make sure the remote's in the right spot every time we leave the room. Just simple things to just maintain it. But if you have all the things you want to get done, typically you can figure out what are the essentials. Like make sure I get enough rest, hydration, exercise, time with family, time to work, time to be able to care for the home, right? The things that have to be done. Then a lot of the extras that you might want to do, perhaps you could fold those in as needed, but please explore the resources we have and then let us know if you have further questions on that. Because, there's a link to the multiple choice perfect day. It's episode 144. And all of our podcasts at Learn, Do, Become are in our directory. If you go to learndobecome.com/directory, and that can help you out. Actually, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and share my Chrome screen for a second. I put the directory up here. A bunch of things on my screen. Okay, so on this directory, we've got this topic finder. Like, I think if I go down here, they're all in alphabetical order. Taryn maintains this whole thing. Oh yeah, multiple choice perfect day. We've got a bunch of places where we explain how that works. This is all on the main page of it. Routines, look at all this. We have lots of support. Now, the reason I'm showing you this directory is because whether you go by topic or look at the bottom here, it shows like numerical, just in order, everything that we have. Plus we have a bunch of videos that are on our website or our YouTube channel. And we've got PDF downloads. So you can find all of those here. But this directory helps you to know which resources are available for you that you could listen while you're decluttering. And Taryn, do you know where I know you started organizing them by minutes, like how long they are. Do you want to share?
Yeah, it's actually just to the right of the free PDF downloads.
Oh, sorry, my Zoom thing is covering it. Oh, there we go, length. Okay. Perfect. So look, she's got 9 minutes or less, 10 to 15 minutes. So this part right here, the 10 to 15 minutes, these are ones you could just turn on and you're doing a microburst. And when that podcast ends, you can just stop and be done with it. So these are all put together for you, 21 to 30 minutes. Anyway, all that there. So we have this, Taryn has maintained this beautifully to make it super, super easy for you to do it. Now, I just want to give like an example. Okay, like tell me what this is going to look like. How would you actually do this? So what I've been doing is, like, we have a lot happening right now in our family. We're, end of the year, we have a daughter who just got home from her church mission. And so we're helping her find a new apartment, and she's, working on some things here. Our son is home for the break. We have my sister and her family coming over tonight for a dinner. We have an activity tomorrow for New Year's Eve. Like, we've got stuff happening and we're in the middle of work and other things going on here. So our house is hopping. Typically, you would think, well, shouldn't you wait till life calms down to declutter? So I just think of decluttering as something so easy that I can just kind of do along the way. So what I'm doing is, as I'm going through my day, I just say, oh, hey, I could do 10 minutes. So for example, yesterday, as I was leaving my room, I just said, okay, if I did a 10-minute microburst here before I, went out to, see the family, what could I pull out of my room? What's like 10 minutes I could do? So I went to my bookshelf and I found one book that I'm never going to read. I started it and I didn't like it. So I'm like, I'm just going to donate this. I went into my little journal area and I found 2 journals that had been gifted to me that I actually didn't want to use. So I put those in the pile. That's when I found all the magazines I didn't need. And I found a puzzle that we started, I think it was 2 years ago, and no one wants to finish in the house. So I got that ready that we could, gift to someone else or donate. It was literally just 10 minutes. So quick. And then I actually want to take a picture of what I did this morning and show you how I did it. So a lot of times, like a makeup drawer, for example, can feel ridiculous. So this is my personal makeup drawer. This is like all the makeup I have. It's very simple. I just have this little drawer. But right back here, like at the top, you can see there's like a little drawer area. That I knew had some stuff in it that I wasn't using. It just felt a little bit full and a little bit cluttered. And so what I did was I went through it and I pulled out, I'm like, okay, what is in this drawer that I don't really need? It's just taking up space. I haven't used it forever. Okay. So first thing is like this button. You know how when you buy clothes and they give you buttons, like I rarely use a button, and then I rarely lose a button. And if I did, I don't even know what shirt I'm supposed to do. I have no idea. So I'm just going to get rid of this button. I don't need that. Also this little like Q-tip holder, I had 2 of them. I never even use them. I just keep my Q-tips in a Ziploc bag when I go somewhere. So I did keep one of them that was in better shape, but this one I don't need. So I got that out of there. And then my daughters convinced me to buy this like eyelash curler. But every time I even think about curling my eyelashes, I hate it. I don't like the idea. And I haven't used it I think got 2 years ago. I've never used it. And no one has ever said, April, your eyelashes really need to be curled. So anyone who might love that eyelash curler, great, but I'm not going to use it. So just this, like I just pulled out, done. And I'm going to go, those are going to be gotten rid of. Okay. But this is where, and then yes, you have to decide, well, what do I donate? What would I throw away? What would I recycle? Like, can this be recycled? It's plastic. I don't know. So yes, sometimes there's like little decisions you're going to need to make to figure that out, but it makes a big difference. Okay. And then Taryn said, last night I did something that I call a 10-minute hour. Okay. I love this. I set a timer for 10 minutes and started in the laundry room. I stopped in several spaces throughout my home on my way back to living area. 6 microbursts later, I'd gotten a lot done. Simple and easy. You could do this for 30 minutes or just 10 minutes. I love it. So she still did microbursts and she divided it up, but she was able to just take an hour and do it. And it's amazing when you're focused and you don't get distracted and you're not going to start on a drawer in the kitchen and then find one thing and be like, oh, let me move to the closet. Oh, wait, let me you're walking around the whole house. You're going to do 10 minutes as you move, but keep them focused. So I love it. Okay. So my encouragement to you is to be able to focus on this project, just clearing space. We're just going to get rid of all the stuff that's sitting around that we're not using, that we don't need. We don't really have room for it. No one loves it. And pull all that out, donate, recycle, trash, decide where it appropriately goes. And then we would love to start seeing pictures. So I would love for you to come. We're going to be gathering these mostly in our free Facebook group, so the whole community can participate. Our STEP program Facebook group is more coaching with the STEP program. That's like our whole Command Central. And then we have our Rise Facebook group and our new 4 weeks to finish. That one's starting in February. We already have people joining and we would love it to have you come in and be part of that. That's our group coaching where we go through it, 4 weeks, build your whole Command Central. But if you come in and use the hashtag clear space, that's a new one we're going to be starting. Just start showing what you're doing, because as you take one drawer or one little cupboard or one shelf, and you can do a before and after picture if you want, or you could just take a picture of the things that you're getting rid of, or you could just share and type it out. But that's going to help inspire other people so that we can see, oh yeah, I don't need to keep that random dress that I bought that doesn't really fit, that I never wear, but I feel bad I spent money on it. Like, donate that to someone who will wear it. You don't need to keep everything, and just recognize that was not a great purchase. And I'm not going to buy things like that anymore. Give yourself that ability and that freedom. But I think this can be really fun. And I'm going to be working on this over the next couple of weeks, just going through the house, all the places that I listed and showed, and then we'll be ready to move on. Also, I just want to let you know that when you clear the space like this, just getting out those initial things, then the next step is, you're going to want to attack some of those projects. Like if it's parents' things that you've inherited, or if it's, something like the photo albums that I need to really figure out, or those things that are more like project-based. And that's where, if you build your full STEP Command Central, that helps you really dive deep into getting systems and projects, all the paperwork, things, working on goals, the things that you have planned, digital clutter, all of that. The STEP program can really help you with that. But I just wanted to give our whole community a really quick win and show you that you can clear the clutter and make a lot of progress in just 10 minutes at a time. It'll be super fun. And Jill says, when you can see what you can accomplish in 10 minutes, it gives you such a lift. You will instantly have more energy and motivation. And I wholeheartedly agree. This is supposed to be something that's light and fun and an investment in you. Okay, so any other questions before we close up? Anyone who's watching this later, you can still comment and have any questions posted there, and the team's here to help. So, okay. Another one says, I have a newer STEP membership. Is 4 weeks to finish elements of that with extra help? Yes. Okay, so thanks for asking. So our STEP program, it's like the 8 modules, and we show you start to finish how to build a Command Central. Some people just want to go at their own pace. They want to just watch the videos and build it in there. Awesome. The self-study program is just go through it and do it. The mastery program has the Facebook group and coaching calls. 4 weeks to finish means I want to do it in 4 weeks. We have a weekly class where we really simplify it, but we send you links to the step program. So we're saying, okay, if you want to do it in 4 weeks, here's what we recommend. And then we have daily office hours and a really tight-knit community. And we're here to text coaching, email coaching, like we're all in for those 4 weeks to just help you get results very quickly. And you have an accountability partner, and it's like, let's just do it in 4 weeks. So it's not required. You can totally get the results, build your step command central with the step program. We just have a lot of people say, I want more. So that's where I personally come on. We do a class and an hour of Q&A. I get to know you. We have meetings where everyone's like, can be on video if they want. We unmute. People are, able to share, and it's really amazing and so fun. And we're going to be sharing more pieces from our 4 weeks to finish and sharing these beautiful testimonials people have been sharing, because it's so inspiring. Oh, we got a message. I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right. Agnieszka. She said, I've just done a microburst right now listening. Yay, okay. And if you want to take a photo of it, or share your experience, what did you declutter? What did you do? And post that, use the hashtag clear space, or I know Taryn can create little tags in the group so we can link the posts. But that's what I really want. And for any of you who don't know about our free community group, it's if you go to learndobecome.com/FB family, like Facebook family, FB family, it'll redirect right to that Facebook group, and you can join. We've got over 20,000 members in there right now. We would love for you to kind of come in there and help encourage. And the thing is, I know there's a lot of people who are part of our community. Most of the emails that I get are things like, okay, so I've been here for like 3 years and now I'm getting into it, and I get it. So maybe a lot of the people I'm talking to today, you're going to email me 3 years from now and be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But we also have a lot of people who are coming in and just jumping right in and taking action and getting things done in 5 days, or, right away. This is just an exciting time. And the new year is not the only time to get organized. Clearly, you can jump in February, March, April, whatever, you can be, you can create your command central at any point of the year. But typically at the new year, it's just a really good time for a fresh start. So we're excited. And for 4 weeks to finish, if you go to learndobecome.com/4 weeks, it's the number 4, WEEKS, you can see our pricing and information. If you already have a step program, go log in to that, and there's a discount code, so you can apply what you've already paid. So if you're in Step Mastery, we have a coupon code for you. What you already paid brings it down. And so basically it's just like, if you want that extra coaching and extra support, then we're here for you. So I love that. Okay, another one came in and said, this is from Stephanie, I feel like I have a relatively easier time getting rid of stuff, but my issue arises when I have to decide what to do with it, like the how to get rid of it. Any tips on making that feel less burdensome? This is where I think you can really utilize a Facebook group if you have a unique situation. So typically, if it's something you can donate, they typically have a list of things they accept for donations. Like they don't want certain items, like maybe there's electronics that they don't want, like don't give me your printer, or, something like that, or something without a cord, or, there might be some items of clothing that they don't want, or things like that. But if you can just find a local donation location, like we have one about a mile away, they take donations, I think between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So we just load up our trunk and we just drive by, and they open the trunk and they take it out and give you a little donation receipt. And it's really, really easy. You don't even have to have it in special boxes or anything. It's so easy. So we do that. If it's something recyclable, I get it. Sometimes there's things like, can this be recycled or not? And I know that most of us are pretty conscientious, where we don't want to just put things in a landfill if there's other use for it, or if it can be, donated to someone. So this is where sometimes there's like Facebook groups or local community groups where you can ask questions or you can post things for free. But this is where what I would recommend is anything that's not a very quick, like, oh, my magazines went to recycle. These things go in the trash. This one goes to donate. If it's not easy and it's really like, I'm stuck, post a picture of it in our community Facebook group and ask, hey, what would you guys do with this? Because I guarantee you that thousands of people in there will be able to give you some really good ideas. Okay, next one says, it's from April. Do you have a time estimate the 4 weeks to finish might involve trying to get the husband and I to do a step together? Okay, awesome. We actually did have a couple go through with it together, and the weekly meetings it's a 1-hour class, and then we have an hour of Q&A after. But what we do is we record all of it and we post it immediately as a YouTube video. So your only homework is to watch it live or recorded. And if you watch it recorded, you could even speed it up to like 1.5 speed or something like that, so that can save your time. But it'd be like a maximum 2 hours a week watching the class. Then there's homework. So your homework would be like typically about 2 hours. If you commit about 2 hours, Leah, would you say that? About 2 hours of homework a week? Okay. We have office hours. Those are optional. You can come maybe 1 a week if you want. It's like, it's up to you how much time you want to spend on it. But we've made the assignments very simple. So it's like, here's the class, here's your assignments. Don't go do more. Don't get all stressed. Don't start anew. We don't even have you go into technology at the beginning unless you already have a system set up digitally. We just teach you how to do it in paper because it's getting your brain to learn how to process. And this is where I get so excited, because the thing is, like, if you watch, and I'll get into that in a second. Okay, so 2 hours for the class, 2 hours for homework. If you do that and then you ask any questions, either through text, email, the 4 weeks to finish Facebook group, or office hours, those are all your resources. If you do those 3 things, we guarantee you'll have a functional command central up and running, or we give you all your money back plus $100 gift card to Amazon to buy the planner of your choice. So we take all the risk. We're literally giving you, it's like 4 hours a week plus any questions you have. But we've done this for hundreds of people, and the success, anyone who just like does the homework, they can do it. It's not hard. So I don't anticipate it would take more than 4 hours to 5 hours a week, but I would say you do need to be committed. The only people we've had go through this and not be successful are the ones who literally don't even log in and don't show up. And then sometimes they come to us and they're like, this didn't work. And we're like, you didn't even do anything. Like, we can't help. And that point. But if you're willing to just come to the class or watch the replay and be part of the community, and it's really fun. So, and we're only doing it one time next year because our schedule is pretty full. And so we might do it again in the fall, but right now we're not planning that. We're just planning February. So again, optional, but it would be really fun. And we'd love to have you come. Okay, and then another question from Damaris. I'm not so sure if I'm saying that right. Just love the new year, new beginning, such a hopeful time. And it's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. This is wonderful. Love that. So thank you guys. We're so happy that you're here and happy to be able to be a support to you. Okay, I think I've covered everything that I had planned. Something else, Aaliyah? Do you want to type it in the text chat, or you want to? Good, she's going to the text chat. Okay. Okay, it says, April, could you please quickly share how you combine the practice of planning your week and day from the last podcast with your next steps? Okay, I'm not sure I understand exactly the question, but I could talk about the week and day for sure. So actually, I will show you guys our create your week. Anyway, I'm just going to go to our website and I'm going to show you guys what we're working on here. So as we look at kind of what we're going for here at Learn to Become, I want you to wake up every day excited. And I want you to be able to move through your day feeling calm and organized and peaceful. And then I want you to go to bed feeling content, like the house is nice and put together. Everyone in the family is doing well. And you can lie down and go to sleep and just feel like that was a good day. And I can't wait to get up tomorrow. Okay, that's how I want you to feel. So part of what we teach is clearing clutter, like what we just talked about today. I think of this like, I don't feel like I'm a decluttering expert. And I don't feel like if someone says, what do you teach? I don't even feel like I teach organizing. I feel like I'm here to help people to feel excited about their life. Like that's what I want to do. But part of that means you need to clear the clutter. You need a system, which is why I've been teaching the Command Central for, almost 15 years. Like this has been just amazing that it's changed my life. And I just wish everyone in the world had a Command Central. So that's why I've been teaching this for so long. Building the Command Central gives you that ability to process papers and process all the stuff. If you read Marie Kondo's awesome books, which I loved, Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up or Spark Joy, and she's got her Netflix series, super fun. But what you'll notice is when it comes to paper or like all the other stuff, there's not really a system. It's kind of like, oh, just get rid of papers. But when it comes to projects and routines and all of the stuff that you need to handle, what do you do with that? And that's where the Command Central, digital or paper or a hybrid, changes the game. So I'm very passionate about everyone at least knowing how a Command Central works and being able to utilize it. But then there's that next step, which is, okay, once you've cleared the clutter and you've got a system, how do you use that system to make your life better? Like, you don't want to just do more. I don't want to just be busy and then just do more. I want to be really deliberate in what I do. So that's why we've been talking about this Create Your Year series. So if you look on learntobecome.com, our latest podcast was called Create Your Day. The one before it was Create Your Week. The one before that was Create Your Month. And then if I move on to the next page, you'll see Create Your Year. So the question that came in is, how do you use the Create Your Week and Create Your Day? So basically what I do, and then the podcast explains more, but we have this cute little template here. I drew all these with markers because I think it's fun. Okay, so this is Create Your Week. What I do is I do this on Sunday, and I sit down and I look at my week ahead and I think the sun is for spiritual. How am I going to strengthen myself spiritually this week? Maybe what are some general scripture like topics I'm going to be studying? Is there something that I'm going to do? Like we worship at a temple. Am I going to plan a trip to our temple? Am I going to do something special with a family? Is there some kind of a service or event I want to attend? So I'm looking at the week as a whole. Okay, I'm going to study this topic and I'm going to do this and, go to the temple on Thursday or whatever it is. And I have that planned. The book represents education. So what I do in my planner right here, I keep a little list on my weekly compass for education. And I have like a little thing and I write down what books I'm reading. I have bought the master class. I've been taking some classes and, I just subscribe to a few different things. So I would look at the week and think, okay, here's like the 3 or 4 things I'm planning to study this week. For exercise, I might think, which days will I exercise? What are my rest days? What kind of exercise am I going to be doing? I kind of plan that out. For meals, this is mainly where I put like family dinners, like am I cooking a couple of nights or what are we doing? Are we going out one night? Rest, just kind of looking at general goals for rest, bedtimes, things like that. The balloons represent something to look forward to. So like we went to a concert last night with our friends. That was something I really looked forward to. Or, something that's kind of fun in the week. And then the calendar represents like, okay, just looking at the calendar, what are the meetings or events or things? I just kind of need a structure. Those little hearts, that represents romance. So I try to think like a date night with Eric or something that's going to be like, I'll have a morning where I don't plan anything. So it's just me and him. The little happy faces represent social times. So that's like, oh, like tonight we're having my sister and her children over. That's a social event that we planned in advance. And then I have a little picture of a current projects list where I just look, like I keep a list. I can show you guys. Maybe I should stop here. Okay, let me stop the share real quick. I have a little current projects list I keep on my board. I also have it in Asana. I also keep it on the back of my little compass. But I look at my projects for the month and I say, which ones do I want to work on this week? Maybe not all of them, maybe just a few, but it makes it really simple. So that's what Create Your Week is it's looking at all of these areas, but it's looking at it at a week view. And then Create Your Day. Let me just go back to that one real quick. Create Your Day is pretty much the same pictures for the most part, except it's like a daily level. And this is literally 5 minutes. I do this most mornings. It just makes my whole day go better. So I'm like, today, what am I studying or how am I getting closer to God? Today, which book am I going to read or which masterclass am I listening to or, how am I going to learn today? Today, what's my workout based on how I slept? Like today, I didn't do weights. I did Pilates because I was getting a little dizzy. I think my iron level wasn't really good. So today I did Pilates and a walk. Meals, what am I eating? Not just like dinner, but like what's kind of my breakfast and lunch plan? Like what am I going to eat today to nourish my body? Am I taking a nap today or what time am I going to bed? And I really try to have something I look forward to every day, like today, this class, I totally am looking forward to. This is so fun. Relationships and then appointments and tasks for the day. So Create Your Week I usually do that on Sunday, and Sunday is typically a flexible day. So I don't do as much of this, but then each morning I just go through and do that. So, okay, hopefully that is helpful. And then another question came in. Okay, so more details here from a previous question. It said, I've been wondering how this practice, especially daily and weekly, connect physically with your next steps. As when I listen to it, it seems like these get in each other's way. Are you referring to next actions like this? Do you have a separate place or notebook where you write these little drawings and related tasks and things separate from your next step actions? I'd like to know, as I'm kind of confused. Okay. Glad to have you ask, and I don't want you to be confused. Okay, so a next actions list, they're either one-off tasks that are like home, computer, errands, phone to discuss, and that's where I feel like my learning goals. Next actions are either one-off tasks or they're related to current projects, okay? So that's how we do the projects and the next actions. When I do like create your day, so I have inside Evernote, I have like daily reminders, that's what I call it. And in the morning, as I'm getting ready to create my day, that's where I look at my like January daily reminders. And I actually have I just kind of put create your day right in there. Okay. So the idea is that as I'm creating my day, I'm looking at my next actions, my calendar, my tasks for the day. Part of the create your day has a little alarm clock and a little task. And that's where I think, okay, what tasks do have to happen calendar specific today and what appointments are calendar specific today. But the next actions, the whole idea of this is you fill these in during pockets of time. Because when I create my day, I am not identifying every 15 minutes what I'm doing. I'm giving myself a big, broad way to say, how am I building relationships? How am I taking care of myself spiritually, physically, socially, all that. But there's always time that pops up, 10, 15 minutes. And that's where it's like, okay, like I need to return. I bought some paint canvases that are the wrong kind. So I need to go return those to Michael's. But I can't put that on my errands list because I need to put them in the van first. So I have canvases in the van. I had thank you notes I needed to write. So I have like this little next actions. So the create your year, month, week, and day, it just flows really beautifully with what you're already doing with STEP. It's just looking at what projects have you identified, what are the next actions you are working on, and what's your day looking like on your calendar, and how can you look at that big picture so the day feels really exciting based on what you've already kept in place. So the routines you already have established, the projects you've already decided upon, the inbox you're already using, the weekly review you hopefully have scheduled, part of your routine. So it all just kind of works together really well. So hopefully that will be helpful. Another question came in, where can I access this live recording when it's done? We will have this on our Facebook page and share it into all the groups. I'm probably going to send out a link to it in our email. Please make sure you sign up for the emails at Learn Do Become. If you go to learndobecome.com/inspiration, and we've been having some weird things where like, for some reason, the thank you page only works sometimes, but you're still getting added. So go check your email after you sign up for that. And then we'll make sure you get the email with the links. All right. Anything else, Aaliyah? Are you ready to close up? We're good? Okay. Sending so much love. I hope that you can, like the minimum, I know we kind of got into more of the create your day and week and talking about current projects and more of our 4 weeks to finish and things like that here at the end. But really like the key takeaway that I want for you is to be able to say, okay, over the next couple weeks, I'm not going to worry about every little thing. I'm just going to start clearing space. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to clean up from the holidays. Anything that I don't love, I'm just going to start donating, throwing away, recycling. Like we're just going to clear the decks. Because as you start to do that physically, going through your home, then that's a model for how you're also going to do it mentally and how you're going to start doing that for your life. We don't want our lives full of things that just take our energy. You want to have relationships that fuel you. You want to be able to have your time going to things that actually matter to you. You want to be able to, when you wake up excited, it's because you have confidence that the way you're going to use your time is going to be a blessing to you and the people that you love. And I find that the more we can focus on who we're becoming, we're talking about like being a becomer rather than an achiever. It's not about the clean house so people can think you're awesome when they come over and like, oh my gosh, your house is so clean. Like, that's not what it is. It's so that when you wake up in the morning, your attention can go to what really matters. You can think about the people that you love. You can be present in the moment. You can use your skills and experience and abilities to bless other people. You can be sensitive to the needs of others. You can be open to opportunities. You can be rested and calm and happy and really take care of yourself so you can be there for the people that you love. And that it's just been such a game changer for me, learning how to declutter, going from not knowing how to do anything when it came to cleaning and growing up in just piles of stuff and always being embarrassed, to having a clean house where I wake up happy and anyone can drop by at any moment and it's not a big deal. Like, it's just changed my whole life. And I want that for you. I wish I could go back and teach my mom these things, because I know she would have just like eaten all of this up. She would have been so excited and we would have had a lot of fun decluttering together. So that's okay. You can now do this. We can all do this. And this is how we change the world. This is how we make things better. So sending so much love. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to our team for helping out. If you have any further questions, type them into the live streams. We'll have the comments live. We're here to continue the conversation. And please come to Learn, Do, Become community Facebook group to share your wins using the hashtag clear space. Okay, and I'll start with mine. I'm going to post my picture of these random things I got on my tour today. We're clearing space. It's going to be so fun. All right, sending lots of love. Take care, everybody.
Thank you again for being here with us, and everything that I've talked about, the links, the pictures, all the details will be located on our show notes page, which is learndobecome.com/episode 175. If you are interested in 4 weeks to finish, we have a lot of people joining, and we're very excited to have a focused, awesome group coming together starting February 2nd. So make sure you go check out learndobecome.com/4 weeks, the number 4, WEEKS, to learn more. If you're thinking about becoming a stepper this year, we would love to have you. It's just getting better and better, and the community is getting more and more, I don't know, refined is the word, knowledgeable, experienced, supportive, amazing, precious. I love them. And then our Arise membership, we're also making some changes in that this year. One thing that we're doing is our classes are less of just me and Eric teaching and more workshops where you actually have some quiet time. Can you imagine having time to sit and reflect, actually have it quiet for a moment where you can record and think and then report back and have a community of people there who understand you and your needs? I really can't wait for this week's class, or this month's class. So come join us at Arise. Come to learndobecome.com/arise to check that out. Okay, I hope I get to work with you this year, and I hope that you'll stay close to Learn, Do, Become, at least to our free community Facebook group. Come check out our newsletter. If you go to learndobecome.com/inspiration. Sorry, I'm giving you way too many links. Come to the show notes page. It's all there. But we really would love to work with you and appreciate you. And we want you to wake up excited and go to bed content. We want you to get out of the overwhelm. I'm feeling so much better after a lot of the reflection I've been doing and the training I've been going through. And I can't wait to just help you to be able to feel calm and focused and organized and excited. All right. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see you soon at learndobecome.com.